What you are about to witness is a chilling tale of government deception and propaganda, meticulously designed to rally public support for war. As you're about to see, these tactics have succeeded before, and they are prepared and equipped to manipulate us again. So this is a cautionary tale. This is the art of selling war. In 1990, during the run-up to the Gulf War in Iraq, a tearful teenage Kuwaiti girl, known only as Nayirah, described a horrifying scene. Iraqi soldiers storming hospitals in Kuwait, ripping babies from incubators and leaving them to die on the cold floor.
Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, my name is Nayirah, and I just came out of Kuwait. While I was there, I saw the Iraqi soldiers come into the hospital with guns. They took the babies out of the incubators, and left the children to die on the cold floor.
Her testimony was raw, emotional, and unforgettable. It was broadcast all across America. The news networks aired her story repeatedly. President George H.W. Bush referenced it in his speeches, and support for military intervention in the Gulf War skyrocketed.
They had kids in incubators, and they were thrown out of the incubators so that Kuwait could be systematically dismantled.
Babies pulled from incubators and scattered like firewood across the floor.
It was horrifying.
But there was a problem. Nayirah's story was one big fat lie. Nayirah wasn't an ordinary volunteer nurse, as she claimed. No, she was Naria Al-Saba, the daughter of Kuwaiti's ambassador to the United States and member of the Kuwaiti royal family. The American public got scammed. Naria's testimony was a carefully staged performance, and this is how it happened. Nayirah's testimony was organized by a front group with close ties to the Bush administration. They came up with the name Citizens for a Free Kuwait, and they hired a powerful PR firm, Hill & Knowlton, who had close ties to the CIA. Their objective? Launch a massive propaganda campaign to sway public and congressional opinion to go to war in Iraq. Nayirah was even given acting lessons, and focus groups felt the incubator story would strongly resonate with the American people, and it did. It became the centerpiece, a lie so vivid it drowned out skepticism.
Now is the time to check the aggression of this ruthless dictator whose troops have bayoneted pregnant women and have ripped babies from their incubators in Kuwait.
Daylight brings only the digging of yet more graves as bodies...
Soon there were reports of mass burials of premature babies in Kuwait, dumped from incubators which were then trucked to Baghdad.
The Iraqis tore the respirators from their incubators.
They stole the incubators and threw the babies out of the incubators.
22 newborn babies were in incubators at Adan Hospital, and the Iraqi troops, turned off the oxygen of those incubators.
And then there's this guy. Holocaust survivor Representative Tom Lantos was brought in to co-chair the Congressional Human Rights Caucus. After all, he would recognize a Hitler if he saw one.
Premature infants in incubators were sentenced to die by having the incubators removed and the children allowed to perish.
Saddam Hussein has now unleashed on the people of Kuwait unspeakable horrors, and it is the responsibility of all of us to awaken an indifferent and disinterested world community to what this new Hitler means.
And that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with Hitler revisited.
And so began the American public's rally cry to support the Gulf War as a moral obligation. But just in case not everyone was on board, enter Hollywood.
We pray to make the future bright, to make the wrong things right.
Wrong, we're all praying you remain strong. That's why we're all here and singing along.
The Gulf War was now officially commercialized, reinforcing the narrative that it was a good war. And celebrities were brought in to capitalize on Hollywood's flair for spectacle. They produced a We Are the World style music video. A compilation of celebrities got together to perform Voices That Care. That was played over and over again on MTV, CNN, Entertainment Tonight, and all the major news networks. I mean, you couldn't go anywhere without seeing this music video. And if that didn't appeal to your patriotism, on the eve of Operation Desert Storm, who could ever forget the most iconic and powerful rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner in history, performed by Whitney Houston at the Super Bowl?
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Good evening from the White House to everyone in the Sunshine State and around the world enjoying this wonderful game.
What a pleasure it is to say hello to all the young people on the field tonight.
But today we should recognize the men and women in our armed forces. Far away from home, they protect freedom in the Persian Gulf and around the world. And just as we salute these brave Americans, let's remember their families on the field with you today in Tampa. To the children of these men and women, let me say that as this and every day draws to a close, it's your mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, who are the true champions, the true heroes in our country. Not only do they have the heartfelt thanks and gratitude of this president, but of all Americans as well.
On behalf of the whole Bush family, thank you for allowing us to be with you tonight.
And God bless you all, and God bless all freedom-loving people around the world.
When the war began, it was the first time in history when we could all watch live 24/7 war coverage on television because of satellite technology. Little did we know at the time that it was the architects of war who had us glued to our TV screens. And there we all were, watching it live on TV, drinking the Kool-Aid, eating popcorn. To be honest, in many ways, this was entertainment.
Air raid sirens are beginning to sound over Baghdad. The flashes continue throughout the sky. There's obviously an air raid underway right now.
The skies over Baghdad have been illuminated. We're seeing bright flashes going off all over the sky. This is extraordinary.
If you're still with us, you can hear the bombs now. They're hitting the center of the city.
Peter, we're hearing explosions now in Tel Aviv. There was a missile attack.
The U.S. government is confirming that there has been a missile attack on Tel Aviv.
What you're reporting that a major building has been hit in Tel Aviv, that victims of a chemical warfare attack have been taken to a hospital.
There were loud explosions, obviously bombing in at least 3 parts of the outskirts of the city.
I gather that people throughout the country have been ordered to put their gas masks on.
That's correct.
We have heard this siren 5 times in the last 4 hours.
I cannot tell you how in the middle of the night this comes as an enormous shock to people.
Obviously, an attack is underway. The whole sky lit up with these flashes continually.
Oh, now there's a huge fire that we've just seen that is due west of our position. And we just heard, whoa, holy cow. That was a large air burst that we saw. It was filling the sky. Hello. And I think, John, that Airbus took out the telecommunications.
They broadcast the first reports. They may just have broadcast also the last reports live from Baghdad.
When the bombs began to drop on Baghdad, CNN emerged as the global powerhouse in cable news, with exclusive access to live satellite feeds from Iraq. CNN's reporters captivated audiences worldwide. However, allegations have surfaced questioning the authenticity of some of CNN's coverage, particularly regarding the Scud missile threat. The use of piped-in sound effects
Hey, could somebody please put that...
and controlled camera angles, like never panning to the sky when Scud missiles are coming in, suggest a staged setup, and the reporter's body language looked exaggerated, like a theatrical performance.
I have to apologize for that. I caught a whiff of something and felt momentarily dizzy. You're more experienced.
CD, if you need to take cover, I notice that you've got your gas mask in your hands. If you need to put it on, please do so. If you need to take cover, please do so.
There were also off-camera moments that have surfaced, revealing that during commercial breaks, the crew's demeanor changed abruptly. As soon as the live feeds cut off, they were suddenly relaxed, and even laughing and joking with each other.
Boy, did I almost look stupid.
But when they went back to live coverage, the theatrical threat of Scud missile attacks continued.
We heard another dull roar that shook things a little bit, and we're waiting to see what else is going on. Right now, that's about all we know, that something is happening. We're hearing pops and things shaking.
The Kuwaiti girl's testimony was a masterclass in propaganda. Take an emotional story, amplify it through the media, and use it to shape policy and manipulate the masses. Today, the tools have evolved through more sophisticated news cycles and social media. But the strategy remains the same. Craft a narrative, pull our heartstrings, and drown out the truth. Nuria's testimony showed how easily public opinion can be swayed when powerful interests control the story. So be aware. Now you know the art of selling war.